Yeah. Well, I got the text message telling me that I'm over on data.
Somebody's ready there, man.
Yeah, they're like,
wow, that's awesome.
You're at 16 gigabytes of data. If you go over 20 gigabytes of data, by the 4th, your internet will substantially slow down. Even though you have unlimited, screw you!
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
limited
it.
data month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, everyone? We had a lull in the schedule. We wanted to try to get in.
¿Qué tal, Ramses? Eric?
John from Australia. You need to tell your friends, man. You guys are in the analytics. You guys are a little behind Great Britain, so you're
¿Qué
close.
tal, Santiago? Hi.
Close.
Yeah.
So, oh, we already lost them. There they go.
No, we've not lost them. They there. What's up from Georgia? Arnold.
Hi from Houston, Texas.
Yeah. My roommate is in Houston right now.
Oh, is he?
I think no. I know. I'm sorry. It's in Washington.
So last night.
Hi, Alexander.
Last night on Facebook, if you guys caught Facebook Live, if you didn't, it's okay. We'll recap. The CAC3 Kenwood auxiliary cable is apparently really hard to get right now. So we've been ordering cables off of Amazon, trying to find another one. The closest one we got is one that actually looks just like it. The problem that happens when you buy the $5 cables, like let's say this one here, there's nothing about this that matches what the radio is looking for. So for example, this end here, it's like ground. It's not supposed to be ground. The third stripe is supposed to be ground. This cable is the closest we've found, and if you notice, we have like these two colored shrink wraps on there. That's because it's the same, except these two are switched. So what I'll do is, if you guys, I'm gonna put a link to it in this blog thingy live when we're done, so that you can pick this cable up if you're in dire straits and you have to have a CAC3AV and can't get one. This is about a $6 cable. Just know that you have to switch these two cables, and that's it. It'll work fine. We're going to put a whole video up on talking about this whole auxiliary thing when I get back.
¿Qué tal, Gabriel?
Till then,
Costa Rica.
Tip for the day.
Big Bob Brown from Florida.
Sebring.
Yeah.
Race cars, baby.
John Martin. Hello.
You ever been to Sebring?
Puerto Rico.
Do that. We should go to the 24 hours of Sebring. That's
from
awesome.
South Africa. Wow, that's awesome. Shailene. Guadalupe, what's up, man? Hello from Miami. Woo.
That's where Eddie lives.
Yeah, Ramsés. Fernando, una pregunta para un Nissan Rogue 2017. ¿Qué radio DVD Android me recomiendas? No usamos ninguno de esos radios porque a veces no salen buenos. So yo te recomiendo que encuentres algo mejorcito si no quieres tener ningún problema.
John, I didn't mean like you guys weren't. No, actually, I meant in the analytics as far as on the YouTube as a whole. It tells us like America, Canada, Great Britain, Australia, the countries that watch this. I was talking. You guys chime in way more than those guys do.
Yeah.
Tony from the UK is the one guy that is always like, "Hey guys," but no. I love you guys, man. You guys are always, I'm from Australia.
Yeah. Alright, so Ramsés también, si te refieres a un Pioneer, definitivamente el 4200 NEX sería uno bueno para ti.
And what the heck you doing up at 3:45 in the morning? God, man, you going for a run?
My power cables from my Pioneer ABH 5700 VHS stopped working.
The power cable did?
Yeah, that's weird.
The cable itself or the car that's feeding it? I mean, that's kind of odd. I mean, every now and then the cable might go bad, but it doesn't happen all that often. Usually, if it does go bad, it's the yellow or the black. They heat up and expand and melt the plastic. That's about the only thing I've ever seen happen.
All right, John Brown, what's the difference between the 4-channel AB and the 4-channel Class D amp? And switch is the best?
Well, it's okay. So it's two totally different technologies. The Class D was invented to be more efficient. The AB is an older amplifier style that's been around forever. First there was A, then there was AB, now there's D, there's also G and H and all this other fun stuff. It has to do with how the amplifier handles the switching to make the sine wave, which is what moves the speakers. If you get a high-end Class D amplifier, they're going to sound good, really good. If you get a low-end Class D amplifier, For a subwoofer, it's fine because recreating the subwoofer sine wave is really relatively easy to do with the switching that's needed in order to pulse up or down the sine wave. Where it becomes a problem is in the Class D for the highs amplifiers. If you don't have a really good one that has compensated for the fact that it's hard to pulse really fast to produce a sine wave up or down, they sound bad. So if you're going to get an inexpensive amplifier, buy a Class AB. If you're going to buy something like an Alpine PDX series amplifier or a JL amplifier or what was another one? Focal. Something that's expensive, and I mean expensive. Class D amplifier, they're going to sound really good and you wouldn't notice a difference. And they'll be more efficient and get more power.
Alright, hey guys.
Hope that
works. Use the Pioneer 80 PRS, and is there any similar Kenwood unit?
No.
Alright. What did he say?
Who?
Arnold.
What did he say? I'm sorry, Arnold. You know, that's one of those things that is really... We need like an hour to talk about that.
Yeah. So
that's a tough one.
What's up, guys? Thomas. What's up from...
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ooh. Happy 4th of July, Dan and Fernando. Clint.
Thank you. Yes, happy 4th of July to everyone out there. Try not to blow your hands off. Or fingers or face. And definitely don't stick it in your pants. You know, I'm all for those videos on YouTube with people sticking fireworks in body parts, but let's not have our guys do that, okay? Save that for the other channels.
Pioneer or Kenwood with Andreato?
It's going to work exactly the same. We've said this before. The main difference between
model number
between the screens is whether you want capacitive touch or clear resistive. Capacitive touch, like a 9903, is way better than a clear resistive screen like a 4200. It's a minimal amount, but it really just has to do with scrolling and the way that the screens work. An 8200 or 8201 or any 8000 series NEX has the capacitive touch screen. So more Kenwoods have the capacitive touch screens at the moment.
Alright, so in Panama they are 1:22 p.m.
Perfect.
Aloha.
It's about an hour behind
George. Fernando, tell Dean if he knows something of the brand VR Bass Rockers. It's a good brand.
I'll have to check it out. There was another brand that someone asked us if we'd heard of the other day. I can't remember what it was, but
what's up, Jesus? John.
It's a French-Italian brand. Oh my gosh, the speakers are so sexy.
Any update on the KXA 2400.1?
Oh, that's no. That's the Kicker big block amplifier. The new series, the red.
Okay.
I believe heat is what killed it.
Yeah.
Reinstall didn't really have much space behind the stereo. Heat sink steering. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. From New Mexico.
You can get a new power plug. Pioneer Parts Express. Parts Express or it's a place in California. PAC Parts. Just type in Pioneer radio parts on Google and it should take you places out of California. They sell the harnesses. You can get the factory harness from Pioneer if you don't want a cheap third-party knockoff.
All right, so...
Or if you're in the U.S., just call Paul.
All right. Ashwin, Albert, why do you guys always mount the amp under the seats? Why is not the booth? Are you guys afraid to passengers kick in also?
No, most of the time we get the amplifier far enough under the seat to where the passengers aren't going to kick it. If there's going to be something the passenger is going to kick, we make a kick plate. So, like, you know, if you notice, the amplifiers typically go with the power wires out, and so that they're kicking an aluminum heatsink if they are going to kick it. The only reason why we do it is mainly two things.
What's up, Paul?
Theft. It's really hard to steal an amp that's underneath a seat. Two, we don't like mounting it to the back of the seat if we can avoid it. That's not to say we don't do it. We try to avoid it because that when the amp lays flat, you take full advantage of the heatsink. If it sits like this, you only take advantage of the top portion of the heatsink. It's hot here, so when it lays like this, now the argument could be said, well, underneath the seat, it's not getting a lot of air. It gets more air than stifled between the back seat, the amp, and then the box. There's no air there either, so that's not a valid argument. So it's just a convenient place to put it. If it fits, we like to put it there. Plus, also, if you get a flat tire, you need to take your box out of the boot. You can do it. You don't have to worry about screwing with the amp or anything like that.
Yeah, Ram says, definitely the 4200 NEX That's a good radio, man.
They're both excellent radios, and there again, Android Auto or Apple CarPlay works identical on both radios. There's no difference.
Yeah, he say over there, Kingwood is more expensive, so.
And save the money. Go with Pioneer.
Pioneer. Hello from Iowa again, Kevin. Have fun in your vacation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love you, YouTube.
What's up?
Thank you, Eddie. Freddie, what do you guys think about Chinese Android head units again?
That was a popular question yesterday. Look, white box radios suck. There's no good ones. There's not a good one out there. It's a great 6-month radio. That's what it comes down to.
¿Qué tal, Isaac? T-nuts or screws?
T-nuts.
This? Yeah, nice haircut.
You're the only one. Okay, my wife hates this. She hates it. She absolutely was pissed. I came home with it. She's like, "What? What did you do?" I was like, "Dude, I got a summer haircut, man. It's hot." Ugh.
Okay.
Wear a hat.
Thomas, pull a factory radio with Sirius XM from a 2016 Jeep. Put the 4200 NEX. What do I need to add Sirius XM to the 4200?
The SVX 300 tuner and the SAT1 from iDatalink. The SVX 300 tuner is going to be from Sirius. The SAT1 is going to be from iDatalink. You should be able to pick them both up either at your local retailer or
Chad.
Amazon.
You look like younger then.
Thank you.
The Nadaram says, Freddie, you're right about the 6 months list. Ordered Pioneer 8200 NEX.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We try to, like, when people show up with them, they often think we're just being mean. When we try to explain to them that they're just not going to last long, and we'll say, hey, look, we'll put them in, but you know, if we're going to put them in, we tell them straight up, we can cut a dash kit, we won't cut your dash because you're going to be replacing this radio, and you know, because a lot of the times they're like 1/8 of an inch bigger than the standard size, so they don't fit in anything, and if they're motorized, forget it.
All right, CDP Dean, Pro question.
Yes.
If the external processor is using the actually has both optical and low-level input, is there any reason why we'll not use optical out of the Pro?
No, I would totally use the optical out of the Amp Pro. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to get the best of the best of the best, so totally use optical. And that way, like if you're doing a bid or something like that, yeah, why not? I mean, that's why they, you know, when they figured out that they could do that, they were really excited, and they're like, yes, man, we could do this. So, yeah, I would definitely do optical out if, yeah, get the Tosh piece and call it a day.
All right, Stamen. I have 4 Rockford P3s, 12s, and a ported box, 2 T1 Rock 200 Rockford amps. It's scope tuning, and sounds. The amp are the best way to the
scope tuning the amp.
Tune the amp and get the most out of the amp.
What amps does he have?
The T2s. No, I'm sorry, the T1 200 Rockford amps.
Don't those have master slave? I mean, yes, you're going to want to use some form of a scope, a DD1, something like that. Yes, there's no reason not to use a scope. You want to make sure you match the output voltage, definitely. You don't want to do that by ear. I thought those had a master slave. I could be wrong. If they have a master slave, you definitely want to use that because the master slave feature allows you just to set one amplifier and it will mirror it onto the other one.
All right, DMO 916. I see you guys checking the source unit clipping with the SMD DD1.
Yes.
Is there any way to do that with the digital multimeter?
No, because you're looking for a clip. You need a scope. You'd have to use a scope. You need to be able to see the sine wave, and you need to see when it goes square. And a meter is not going to do that unless you have a digital multimeter that can read sine waves.
All right, JL Audio say, is the JVC KWV 130BT a good head unit?
No idea.
We don't sell JVC
anymore.
What's up, Philip?
Hey from
Mr.
Poland.
Smith, look at that.
Oh, Jeff Smith. What's
Yeah.
up, buddy?
Yeah.
Wow, I feel excited now.
You feel
Hope
important right
hope
now?
your travels are good, my friend.
Oh my god, yeah, right? Alright.
We're having a little fight over here that JVC is better than Pioneer. I have Yeah, 4 and a touchscreen. Okay. Here's the thing. The AVH 290 BT is the entry level.
Yes, I ordered food, Paul.
Yes. That's it. The AVH 290 BP. Anyway, that particular Pioneer radio is the entry level Pioneer radio. It's the most inexpensive screens they make. It's not. It's like buying a 150 MP. It'll play movies. It has Bluetooth. But as far as feature set go, it's got the basic 5-band EQ. It's got their entry-level Bluetooth, which is not the same that's in the X series, the AVH-X series radios, like a 390, 391, 490, 491. So it's a price point radio, straight up. I'm not a big fan of them at all. I try to talk people into spending the $50 more to get the better radio. You get a 13-band EQ. You get the better crossovers. You get so much more for this amount of money. It's totally worth spending the money to get it. Sorry.
All right. What kind of components do you recommend? A good component.
Focal, Audison, Hertz.
Not that expensive.
Morel. If you're not trying to go that crazy,
no.
Alpine R-types. Rockford Punch series.
Ramses. Eso es, yeah. Okay. Rockford. Yeah.
Mexican.
Yeah.
From, what's the name of that place?
Huarache Azteca. That's good, man.
What are we getting today?
We're getting sopes.
Sopes.
And Paul ordered tacos.
Sopes are so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
¿Tienes alguna mejora de sonido para una cosa? Isaac, depende qué radio tengas, porque ahora los radios de ahora tienen mucho mejor ecualizador que un simple ecualizador normal, so depende qué radio tú tengas. John.
Prime amps are great money for the price. You can't beat them. We sell a ton of them. We get none of them back. They're very reliable. They're almost bulletproof. But yeah, no, I have no problems with them. I personally never would run them, but that's me, and that's just because I do this for a living. But no, we sell a ton of them. It's a very nice, reliable amplifier. That helps. I mean, I have a hissing problem on my aftermarket tweeter, and I run it with 4-channel amplifier. What should I do to make it clear? The hissing problem could be several different things. For one, it could be your gain is up way too high. It could be that your EQ, 16,000 hertz or anything around that, is up way too high. If you have it hooked up high level, it could be Class D noise interference coming from the high level. So there's a couple different things that cause that. More than likely, it's one of the first two.
All right.
If that's the case, you need more tweeters so you can turn it down and they can be equally as loud.
All right, Chad. I have a PDX5 Alpine amp doing Wives in the Scion XP looking for 110. Do you think it's enough for a Type R10 in the port?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. We usually put a 12 on that. That's 500 watts. It'll kill a Type R10 for sure. No problem. Nice ported box. It'll bang. We do that all the time.
Okay, question. You guys are awesome. Question. What do you think about this Coach LC4? I have to use and put it in the stereo in my car, but it's pinning. It's been anyway, yeah. In the Santa Fe with the Infinity.
Are you doing a high amp? I'm guessing integration on that. I mean, for the most part, high level is high level. We use the pack piece. It's just getting hot.
Yeah. Okay.
We use the pack pieces, but I mean, a high level is a high level. Anytime you have to do a high level to low level, it just takes a lot of time. You know, because you have to figure out the harness and all that fun stuff. If you have the Infinity system in there, you have to be real careful though and make sure that you get the right part. Make sure you probe it the right way. Trying to think. I don't know if we have any. We have a couple different videos on how to bypass factory amplifiers and all that stuff. You might want to check those out. They're in the From the Install Bay.
All right, DE Money. What do you guys think an average charge will be to just tune the amps and prevent clipping?
That's actually, I don't know. That's a Paul thing. We don't really get involved in the pricing here. You're probably looking about an hour. I don't know what he charges for an hourly rate. I never ask. But give him a call. I'm actually at home this week. Come by.
Awesome.
We'll be here Monday.
Just Monday.
This
Well,
Monday.
him. Yeah.
And then I'm gone. I'm actually going on the road. But you need to come by sometime, man. We need to do an interview. I'd love to interview you. And maybe talk EQ. Because we got a ton of questions on EQ, and I know how you'd love to play with EQs. Guitar. Wow.
All right. Thanks. I have a Toyota S13 band EQ.
With all crossovers.
With all crossovers. Sí, so probablemente no necesitas otro ecualizador. Alright, thanks. I have a Toyota Tundra with the JBL system. I want to put new door speakers and amp. Well, new radio would be the best to go.
Yes, it would totally be the best way to go. And wasn't that a Tundra we just did?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
4200.
Yeah. If you wait till Sunday, you can see what we did in the latest Tundra we just did. We also have a video in the full. We shot a video on a Tundra. We did everything in a Tundra. Yeah. But we also, that's why we didn't shoot the long form video yesterday. But in the vlog, we will have the Tundra we did. We put Focal, the integration series speakers in there. They're really awesome. We did a 4200. We did a Prime 501 on the subs and a Prime 404 on the mids and highs. We show you how to make bypass harnesses so you can integrate with the factory amplifier. It's fun.
Okay, CPD, just go all out Focal Utopia.
Phoenix T1265 CSs. Yeah, that's what we put in the Ford F-150 that we did with the Amp Pro, along with the 5-channel Phoenix Gold amplifier. It was a great video. You should check it out.
Alright, Esteban. Hello, my friends. I see you guys.
Just go all out Focal Utopia. Hey, what the hell? It costs as much as a car, but yes, I would totally agree. If I could afford them, that's what I would buy.
Esteban desde Argentina, say hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's the best double DIN head unit to put in 2015 Honda Civic LX Coupe, and I still have the functions of the small display on the dash?
I mean, that as far as function of the small display in the dash is going to be tricky. As far as what is the best double DIN, how do you answer that? I mean, they all have different features and they're all at different price points.
Depends what are you looking for.
I break them down into subcategories. You have basic entry-level touchscreens. You have the better sounding advanced touchscreens. You have the higher-end touchscreens that have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Then you have the whole kitchen sink, which is everything plus navigation. So there's several to choose from and a wide variety of price points, anywhere from $150 all the way up to $1,500. So, as far as what's the best, it's what you can afford, I guess.
Yeah.
Getting that top screen to work is really the trick. Check out iDataLink and see if they make something for that. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe the Metro piece might.
All right. How do you tune the audio control epicenter?
That's a $1,000,000 question right there. Everyone likes to ask that. As I said the other day, we don't do a ton of them, so anytime I do it, I have the instructions right here. I'm playing some music. I'm turning dials. It just takes about a half hour, and I just play with it until I get it the way I like it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can do with that piece.
Okay, Arnold, my tailgate handle broke, and I want to integrate the camera into it. Do you recommend any bullet cameras?
Most of the time you can buy a tailgate camera now, and they're relatively inexpensive. They'll come with the whole handle and the bullet, depending on what you have. Check out echomaster.com. Even if you want just a bullet camera, they have like 500 cameras on their website to choose from. It's not that many, I'm just saying it's a lot. So go to echomaster.com.
All right.
Oh, where are your hair? Very close. Meeting with Omar. Yeah. My wife's not liking it either. It'll grow back. By the time we're back for vacation, it'll be, I'll have a beard and facial hair and look like a transient.
Alright, para Luis, probablemente tienes que mandar el radio para atrás, porque eso de botones ahora sí que no se arregla con algo normal, ¿me entiendes? Tienes que mandarlo a la fábrica. Jose, say hi to Puerto Rico.
What's that one?
Que tengas buenas tardes. He's working, so he just chime in a little bit.
Isaac? What's up, Isaac?
Yeah.
Hola. That's one of the 4 words I know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. 4 eyes.
4 eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
2.
Nah, I can't see. Shh. I can't see. Okay, that's better.
All right.
Have you heard Pioneer Super Tweeter before, and and what other brand tweeters do you recommend that sound as good, if not better? My personal favorite Super Tweeter is the Neo tweeters. They're about yay tall. They're about that big around. They have 2 little ends out of the bottom. There's a half dozen companies that make them. It's just a Neo tweeter, as far as I know. Most of them are silver. I don't honestly know the name.
Ready Tune Snob, what's going on?
They come with these little things, which is what you mount it with. Those are my favorite loud tweeters. I'm not a fan at all, but if I have to do loud tweeters, I like these. Rockford actually makes a pair as well. They've just added their little crossover thing to the bottom of them. We do have the Pioneer Super Tweeters here. We also have the Pioneer Super Tweeters 6x9s with the Super Tweeter mounted in the center. These are louder than those.
All right, so Larvy, when you soundproof the doors and the chassis, you increase your car weight a lot?
Yes. Sound deadening is very heavy. Very heavy. So, but rattle is really annoying. So it's a trade-off.
All right, Eric. What?
You get a skinnier girlfriend. Just
That's
kidding.
bad.
I'm just kidding.
Bad. All right, so Eric.
Dean, your knowledge, I want to... Alright.
With
Dean,
your knowledge.
Do a killer install in my living room with oh, wow. Okay. It would be a good battery charger. Okay, so for doing that, there's a couple different things you're going to need. Stinger makes the... Stinger makes a power supply that you can get, and then you'll need an isolator and a battery, and that's what we use to power up alls. Jeff, do you know what the model number is on that power supply you guys make? It's a 70 amp.
Yeah.
If you do, just put it in here. Check out the Jeff Smith thing. If he remembers it, he'll put it in there. Stinger makes it. Then you also need an isolator, battery isolator, 3-post battery isolator, old school style. And then you're going to want to get a big ass battery, probably like a Stinger 2150. You definitely want to get something that doesn't need to breathe, because you don't need car batteries leaking acid all over your living room.
¿Qué tal, Andrew from Poland? Hey, please make a time alignment tutorial, especially on the Kenwood double ding head unit.
We're going to.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to. Up until now, a time alignment for Kenwood has been a nightmare. So it's getting better though with the newer radios. So we've just started to finally make it so that it's semi-talkable, where we can actually explain it without breaking out an abacus, a slide ruler, and paper and computer and all that other stuff. So yeah, we're going to. All right. No problem.
George.
Hook it up with a job.
I know, right? No, nosotros no vendemos nada fuera del país. Lamentablemente, eso es lo malo, Ramses.
Says, can a Rockford Prime 400 R400 be used to power a set of components actively? I was told to only look for an amp with a 10 times multiplier. Thoughts? Yes, it won't do that. It doesn't have a 10 times multiplier or a bandpass channel, which is what you need for the mid-range. So it wouldn't be a good amp to do that. Yeah, no. Off the top of my head, I know Phoenix Gold makes a couple in the 5 channels. I don't know if the 4 channels have it. I know some of the Rockford PDX amplifiers have that. But yeah, you need, and all the Focal amplifiers have that, all the higher end Focals. That's a high-end feature built into the amplifier, so.
All right, another Isaac. Kicker Comp Sub 1500 RMS. What is a good amp? 150. What is a good amp to run?
We typically use the CX300, 301. At 2 ohms, it puts out 300 watts. It's plenty of power to power 2 subs. If you only want 150 watts, run it at 4 ohms.
Yeah. Tony, Yo, dudes, how are you? How you guys check out the new Polk Audio MM1 speaker?
No, we're not a Polk dealer. We only carry the waterproof ones for
Sal
boats.
Luis.
Afternoon from Georgia.
Afternoon. Wow, what's going on? Mark, where do you typically mount the mic that comes with the radios?
Typically, you have, if this is the front of the car and you have an A-pillar, if it's a pickup truck and it's a long distance between the mirror, we'll put it here at the A-pillar, right at the base of the window. Otherwise, it goes up by the mirror.
All right.
Those are the 2 spots we like to put it.
Chat.
Sometimes, depending on the vehicle, we might also, if the customer requests us to, mount it in the factory location or remove the factory mic, put our mic in place of it. We've done a couple videos on Jeep showing you how to do that.
All right. Chad, Focal used to have awesome employee discounts back in the day.
Never was that lucky.
What did they say?
I've got an Orion XTR 2500 that makes a loud thump when you kill the power to the car, running 0 gauge. After my power isolator burnt out, you probably did some damage to the amplifier, I'm thinking. The only thing you could do is add like a, I have no idea, because the TR7 is for, I don't know if you could add a delay for it to turn off, a turn off delay. But yeah, you probably did a little bit of damage to the amplifier.
All right, Philip, what's the schedule on the YouTube Live? I mean, like days and hours.
So we're still working that out. Right now we think it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday for YouTube Live. We're going to try to have it, depending on how busy we are, it's, you know, sometime after 2 o'clock.
¿Qué tal, Eric?
So that's kind of what we're looking at right now, is Tuesday. But it all depends on our schedule. Like last night when we went on a Facebook, it was like almost 6 o'clock just because we were busy all day. So it's just a matter, like right now we've done a bunch of cars in the morning, shot a bunch of vlog footage, and then we had an opening in our schedule for lunch. Plus a lot of people are off right now because it's the 4th of July weekend. Everyone's taking 4 days here in the States. Lucky them.
All right.
Not that I'm complaining. I get a time off too. Yay.
Mr. Mention, are double DIN better than the flip out single DINs? If it's so, what is the advantage of having one and the other?
There's really no advantage. Feature for feature, they're typically the same. The only reason why you go with a flip out is because you have to go with a flip out. They typically cost more money. That's because they're not going to make as many of them as they are double DINs. That's why when you look at the price and you go, why is it like 60, 70 bucks more or 100 bucks more? Just because of supply and demand. There's more demand for double DIN, so they can lower the price. So, but no, if you're looking at like a Pioneer 7700 versus like a 4800, basically the same radio, minus the Sirius XM. The 7700 didn't have Sirius XM.
All right, up now. You guys are kick-ass. Can you send me a few stuff? Just call Paul. And if you're local, probably...
I think he wants free stuff.
Oh, I don't know, man. All right. Felipe, I have a system set up like the charger you guys did, with the components in the doors, tweeters in the dash, and the center, the 3-inch.
Okay.
Having trouble getting mid-bass. Tips?
What did you use to integrate? Did you replace the radio? Does it have the Alpine? Does it have the Beats by Dre Infinity system, something like that? That's the problem, is that we need to know the other part of it. The speakers are fine, but what do you have otherwise? Because it's a 6x9, and you know it's the systems are weird, so there's a lot to them.
All right, so CJ, you use a song with a really shitty bass song to tune in the epicenter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it has to be a song that doesn't have. Well, oh, cool. Yeah. It has to be a song that has crappy bass. So, because you're trying to make the bass sound better. You don't want to use a song that has tons of bass, because then it just goes crazy, and that's not what you want.
John.
What's up, John?
This is close to vacation.
I know.
Nice haircut, Lean.
Just joking. It's okay, man. It sucks. I know it sucks.
Utilizamos a Chacún Pérez, 100% cobre, y es Stinger. Tienes que comprar internet 5-star. All right. What type of speakers?
What type of speakers do you recommend for dome speakers? My dash is in the my dash in the 300 has built-in speakers, tweeters, or full range. That really okay. So basically, what you're saying is, I have a Chrysler product that has the 3-inch speaker in the dash. What should I put there, a tweeter or a mid-range? That really depends on what you're putting in the door. So, for example, Focal, Kicker, and a couple other brands make a 6x9 separate, where you can put the 6x9 mid-bass in the door, the tweeter in your dash. That's a great combination. However, if you want to go crazy loud, then you're going to put a 6x9 in the door and a 3.5 in the dash, or possibly the super tweeter that we were talking about earlier if you just want crazy obnoxious sound. If you're trying to do sound quality, then you're going to want to look at like a 3-way set where you can put the mid-bass in the door, mid-range in the dash, and tweeter some other place, and of course have some way to control them all. Typically we do tweeter, we do the two that you're asking about, but we try to get a little bit more information from the customer, you know, as far as what they're doing. You can also do a coaxial in the door and a tweeter in the dash, real common there. So there's no right or wrong answer. It just comes down to how much you want. If you just want sound coming from the dash, do a tweeter. If you want a little bit more mid-range and some actual vocal coming from the dash, then go with the 3.5.
All right, so I have a question about my 2-month-old Kenwood DDX340BT touchscreen. It works. Sometimes.
Let's say squeeze the top and bottom and the bezel. What can I do? Thank you. Oh wow, what happens? Scroll back down. Doubled-in touchscreen unit works, but screen is black unless I squeeze. Ooh, that needs to go back for repair. That sounds like you got some form of a bad solder joint on the screen itself. So just take that out and send that back for sure. I mean, if it's only 2 months old, it should not be doing that. If you're having to squeeze it, that's what's making contact. So no, get that out of there.
All right, this is the
yes, the SPS 70 power supply. The person was asking about that. It's the SPS. Yes, that's an awesome power supply. We'll do a video when we remodel the showroom. We actually have 2 of those set up in there, 3 of those set up in there, something like that. We'll do a whole video on how we power that up, just so you guys have an idea if you want to do it in your garage or home or something like that. I can tell you right now, it's not cheap.
Para José, depende si tienes el radio de factoría en la Nissan Frontier o si ya tienes un aftermarket, déjame saber.
Also, is the Orion a good amp to be used for? Yeah, why wouldn't it? That's a great amp. I mean, you just had something bad happen. I mean, there's no reason. No, the Orion stuff is nice, but the new Orion stuff is really nice.
All right, so Hawaiian Punch.
What program? Okay, so you've asked this question before, and I'm sorry to get back to you. We really don't build boxes here all that much, so I don't really have a good recommendation for you. I know Soundman always pimps that one application. He's talking to the Win XD or whatever Box Pro. That's a free download. I'm guessing that's probably the one to use. Yes, with the hey Jeff, what if you're still on, what box program do you like to recommend? If Jeff Smith is still, or Mr. Smith is still on, if he recommends a box program, you're gonna want to try that one.
All right, Takun, definitivamente si puedes conseguir terminales de cobre sería mucho mejor.
Sorry to put you on the spot, Jeff, by the way. But thanks.
Best aftermarket, high output alternators.
There again, we don't do a lot with alternators. I know the guys out of Ohio are really good as far as I've met the guy at Daytona one year, and he seems to make a quality product that the SPL guys all talk about. So
great videos always.
Those guys out.
Jorge, de él. Todo lo he aprendido de él.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, I was thinking of something else.
Yeah. Another. Jesus.
Great vids, always take your advice and methods when doing installs. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse.
Clint, everyone have
a safe and fun weekend.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yes.
I mean, if you off.
You know, because, well, even if you're working, you know, try not to kill anyone.
Summertime, I have a Kenwood DNX 572 BH. How do you break the bypass?
Kenwoods are the easiest. It's got the light green wire on the back. Just connect it to the black wire, ground it, and you're done. It's awesome.
Clint, thank you, man.
What settings are your amps in if you're using a DSP to digitally set your crossover points? You want to put them in the AP or all pass mode or bypass mode if it has something like that. I know Rockford's called AP, which is all pass mode. Some just have like off and high pass or off LP HP. Make sure it's off. You don't want anything on. You want it to play full range so that you can use your DSP to do all the crossover settings.
The new PGS.
Oh, that was for that question earlier.
Okay.
So the new PG SQ2 804 that we haven't seen will do high pass, band pass, up to 4K. Wow. So the question that was asked earlier about what amplifier do you want to run a set of separates, that would be the one, the Phoenix Gold. As I said, Phoenix Gold made some of those. This guy works for them, so that's why he works for Amp. Sorry to let it out there, Jeff, but he knows the stuff. He's he's their trainer, so
yeah,
and a good friend of ours. So yes, what he says, you can check that stuff out. Sorry to give your backstory, buddy.
Aldo, yes, sí tenemos 15, pero necesitarías llamar a la tienda. Yeah, okay. Summertime, I have a...
We'll give him programmable on and off. Okay, that was my thought too. For the Orion guy, you can get the TR12. That'll give you programmable. That'll allow you to delay the amplifier so that if there's a problem with the ignition backfeeding into the amplifier, if you get that product right there, that'll stop that pop for your Orion amplifier.
Alright, so
make sure you write this stuff down now because you can't go back and see any of this stuff later. So that's the TR12.
TR12.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you guys sell harness for the 2013 Altima?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get the harness. Just go to pack-audio.com, type in your model number, and it'll give you a list of all the parts you need for your car.
Alright, so Dean.
Yes. Glad to hear that you're taking a vacation with work at the shop, videos, and editing. Positive your sleep has suffered, which is not healthy. 12 to 16 hours, days, 6 days. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm glad I'm taking a vacation too. Thank you for thanking me.
Yeah.
It's fun though. You know, at the end of the day, believe it or not, the video aspect of this is what's made this anew again and made this a lot more fun than it has been in the past. As you know, I've been doing this an extremely long time. Anytime you do a job for this long, sometimes it's hard to find a reason to like get up in the morning and constantly do what we do. So this with you guys has made this very fun and we're enjoying it a lot. That's why we keep doing it.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the shock industry 80 gauge power wire? It's overkill? It's worth it with the 3 amp system?
I've never used. What is your thoughts on the shock industries 8? Wow.
80 gauge.
I haven't seen that, but damn. Wow. I mean, that would have. What is that like this big around? I mean, is that like the Atlantic pipeline for Jesus? I'm sure it's expensive, and if it's what you need, then it's worth having. That's my thought on any of that stuff. If it's what you need, you pay the price, you get it, and you rock on. SPL guys love their 0 gauge, man. There's no reason not to just get as much as you can. Gotta burp that thing.
Alright, Eric, what kicker rates some specific power in the CX and the DX amps and their speakers are rated with more power and they don't match with the amps?
That's a good question. I really don't know. I think at those price points, they're trying to compete with other inexpensive amplifiers.
Happy 4th of July,
and
Sean.
maybe they just want to. I don't know. I mean, it's a good company. I mean, it's still one of the only privately owned car audio companies out there. The owner is like the most down-to-earth guy.
Thank you,
you'll ever
Leonardo.
meet. So I don't know. I wish I did.
Alright, so thank guys. I love the install videos. Your opinion on the ABH X2800?
2800 is a great radio.
Gracias.
It's one of my favorite. I mean, when it first came out, it did tons of stuff for the money, and it still does. It still holds water. The only difference between the 2800 and the current model, which is the 390, is the model number. That's how good that radio is. It's been around for 2 years. So yeah, rock it. Love it.
Alright, so I have a Kicker CX 1200.1 with the two L7s, 750 RMS each. Do you think my subs are underpowered?
Kicker CT. Did we?
CX, that's the big
what
one.
did we do with the last one when we did the two L7s and the guys?
I think that was yeah, that was the 1200.
That was in the F.
So. Yeah.
The F. The
The Lexus.
Yeah, it was the Lexus.
Yeah.
What did we power those with?
That was not the Rockford Power.
Was it the Power 1000?
Shush, I don't remember.
Might have been the Power 1000. Oh, it was the
Epicenter.
amp.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, that was the Epicenter amp.
Yeah.
The 1200 might be a little light for those woofers. We used the Epicenter amp, Audio Control's new Epicenter amp, and wow. Because there again, he had a factory system, and we were trying to compensate for the fact that a factory system had an Epicenter built into the amplifier. There again, owner's manual, sat there, played a bunch of music, took us about a half hour till we got it the way we liked it, and we went crazy. All right, let's answer a few more, and then we got to get out of here.
All right, so let's go with. Have you guys eaten blue waffle?
Not a clue.
No. How do you guys unlock the other features on the Kenwood DNX 572?
You got to ground the emergency brake wire. Green wire, put it to ground.
Kevin, hey, I made it today. That's awesome.
All right, let's do this one again. I have an Impala, an 06 Impala with two SA12s with a Crescendo 1500 and a JVC Marine amp on my highs, and I have an RV battery for the setup. Can you tell me a good battery and high amp for my setup? Stinger makes awesome batteries, as well as the other company. I can't think of the name, but we use all Stinger batteries here. Check out, there again, we were talking about earlier, check out the Rockford Prime Series amplifiers, or also check out the 8604 Pioneer amplifier. That's a great amp for the money. It's like 110 watts a channel, and it's relatively inexpensive. How do you do the big three in the charger? Oh, that's a good question. I haven't even thought about that. That would be tough. That would be real tough.
Like a regular install?
The only thing I've ever done in the Challenger Charger 300 is improve the ground wire in the back by the battery. Other than that, I've never done anything to those electrical systems. If anybody has ever done a big three in a Challenger Charger 300, go ahead and comment in the video after we're done, and check back and see if they say anything.
All right, Chad.
All right, guys, you guys have a great weekend. We're sorry if we missed your questions, but this won't be the last show, so you guys can ask us those then. You guys have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Bye.